become the interim coach of the club to the end of the season. Negotiation went late on Monday night and is being told when all outstanding issues have been high on that. Gareth Southgate, former England assistant Sᴘᴏʀᴛ will be Carrick's number 2, while ex-Borough Fletcher's interim period would also form back of the backroom staff. Fletcher, meanwhile, is expected to return to coaching the under-18s. The contractual details are now being ground on Tuesday morning to meet Director of Football Sᴘᴏʀᴛ. Both sides are keen on the deal to be concluded as soon as possible so that Carrick can begin preparing for the day training on Wednesday when the players are due. But the club held discussion with both former hierarchy at the club were impressed by Carrick's plan, which was overseen by caretaker boss Darren Fletcher. Plans to appoint an interim head coach were accelerated following that Mourinho's coaching staff when he retired in 2018. After Mourinho was sacked in December that year, Carrick was briefly named interim. The duo were both in the running to temporarily succeed Ruben Amorim, the remainder of the club, permanently when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was handed his role in March 2019. The Norwegian coach was sacked and Arsenal, as well as a point away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Carrick lost and 1 point after rising to a 4th place finish. Carrick later tonight, and this is significant for Manchester United.
Premier League. Manchester United.
Of course, future for Manchester United. This is the first time Man will be playing 40 games in an entire season since 1915, and that was during the war. That was the only reason why Man U played 40 games the entire season. This season, they will be playing only 40, 38 in the Premier League. They've lost the Carabao Cup to Grimsby Town via penalties. They've lost no Carabao Cup, no FA Cup, no Champions League, no Europa League, no Conference League, except they want to go for mid-season, pre-season, or inter-season playoff, whatever it is that could take them out of England. 17 more games, but Michael Carrick is back. But I mean, it looks like a case of going back to your wish. I don't want to use the wrong word on radio, but 17 more games, stay here to the end of the season. Man U wants to sort themselves out. A lot of people didn't see Ruben Amorim's departure coming on the 5th of January, but at the end of this season, Chelsea manager told me before the end of the season. But it happened before the first week of the year.
There was even a day that we had a show on a Friday that it seems
will come into the Fletcher conversation,
Michael
Carrick's conversation. Was Amorim ever good enough for the Premier League? I'm not talking about Manchester United now. Was Amorim ever good enough for the Premier League?
If you ask me, for me, I would say definitely no. Because you are coming from a different league entirely, which is the Portuguese league, and we
won the Premier League in his first season.
Without signing any new player.
Let me just actually.
So is it really about the league or about the fact that the manager does not have any philosophy, or maybe it was too big? It was too. Man was too big for him.
Was very stubborn. Because you are coming from a Portuguese league, you are bringing a 3-4-3 formation from the Portuguese league to the EPL, and again you begin to ask yourself, do you
have the materials to prosecute your 3-5-3?
Is it that that wants to play as a wing back? That is definitely no. He's a manager that talks too much, and fine. As a manager, you are expected to talk, but it's not everything you react. Like just
Baba Grant interview, like every AK market day, is talking to the press.
Just look at what he said the last day against Leeds. To be sincere, that day I was actually disappointed because just imagine Leeds on a normal day, United are expected to be defeating Leeds like 3-4. Playing, but for a big club like Manchester United, losing against Leeds, Everton, a 10-man Everton, no.
So
for me, it's actually a no.
In my opinion, I think I beg to differ from your from your analysis in terms of you saying that Ruben Amorim was not fit for the Premier League, right? Before Ruben Amorim became the Portuguese primary back-to-back in the 2023-2024 season, 2024-2025 season. So we are talking about a serial champion. Right now, Ruben Amorim's last Champions League game was against a certain Manchester City that were trashed 4-1. So how do you explain that a manager that prosecuted that game and was in charge of the player, right, or you're not trying to say that he was not fit enough for Premier League? So I'm going to say
where did it all go wrong? After sliced bread,
still for about 20 years.
He's also Mourinho's heir. And at the time he came to Manchester United, right? Man United were 4 points away from the top four. Yes. that season they finished 15th.
15th on the log.
In fact, in
Your
2001,
world
defeat
record.
to this. So I want to ask you,
record.
Agbatomi, so I'm coming. Agbatomi, where did it all go wrong from expectations? A lot of people also felt like maybe the manager came in and there was already won the Europa League and the FA Cup for them. That
was deemed to feel right from the onset. And I remember Ruben Amorim's first assignment as the manager of Manchester United was sacked. There was a certain legendary player talking about good. Ruben Amorim's first decision as the Manchester United boss. Now you are coming in from a new league, a new country. Obviously, you're Portuguese. You've never played in the English Premier League. You've never managed in the English Premier League. I mean, the Manchester United was your biggest deal, as both as a player and as a manager. A legendary player, not just a legendary player, but also someone who also studied the ship before you were appointed. And you then decided there was anything as much as giving was going to be a problem by being a part of the side. Okay, let's just leave that aside. When you became the manager, you won a couple of your games, and then you also decided to now have issues with players like Rashford, Sancho. You send them out of the club. After that, with the most what's it called, press conferences.
He had media engagement more than the number of wins he had.
What he performs on the
every 8 days, he was always going to the media, and there was never any point of him thinking of changing the tactics.
Now, Agbatomi, hold on.
So I'm even building C쏘ᴏᴜ.
See, this thing you are building, the cement is finished.
So let me leave that aside as well. Very, very recently, just before it was also sacked rather. In
Pressure
media.
of the media. So, Agbatomi, hold on. Dotun, let's look at it from you being a Manchester United fan, and I want to whip up your emotions a little bit. You've enjoyed tremendous success under Sir Alex Ferguson. 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions League. I mean, those were glory years. 1919, that somebody made a proverb in Yoruba. We'll use that proverb on Friday during the Yoruba segment of the sports show. But let me interpret it. It means that it's a proverb that your fathers have eaten the forbidden fruits and the banter. Manchester United has only one. If Man U had won the Europa since 1942, you know, but that. I mean, the fact that Ruben Amorim was trying to use Man U to build a philosophy.
Yeah,
that was no.
Two, you don't have the materials to execute that kind of a clean sheet. You won Newcastle. Then your next game against Leeds, you went back to a 3-man, and then you failed to win that game. At what point did you think, as a fan, that it was over for you?
Everybody knows me at home. Even I remember then that I even celebrated my 10-year birthday. I was like, the cake you have to bake for me. It has to be money. At what point? That was the match against Everton at Old Trafford.
That red card, first red card. And then you went on to lose that game.
It was very, very embarrassing, and I don't think it was.
That was the
and just for us to get a go and get the 3 point. Then be going up. You'll be walking.
Admire you.
There was a
he sits and put his leg.
No, he put his leg
like
up.
a chairman.
No, he put his leg up.
That was
a
team penalty.
He
was stunning and good enough. You couldn't beat Grimsby Town during that.
I don't remember there was. He didn't want to take that job.
For a lot of people that are probably unaware of how bad Ruben Amorim was, as he only won 24.
We lost over 19.
He lost 21.
He won 24.
He won 24. Lost 19, drew 21.
And he had a 31.9% winning ratio.
31.8.
The lowest of any. See, okay, let's just leave that aside. The permanent manager you list. That's Ten Hag. Ten Hag at Ferguson.
Away from home was solid.
So even when Amorim came in, it seems Old Trafford turned to.
And in
13 years, come in and beat Man U at Old Trafford.
13 years,
even Arsenal.
In 13 years,
in 1-1 against Wolves.
Wolves used Man U to pick form.
Even that J.K. was not taken. United would have lost that game.
Wolves were the better side.
Wolves are beating the last 4 games.
I was saying
I saw Tolu Arokodare
that day.
Bobo, Wolves
against Manchester United.
used
4
Man U
games.
to pick
4 games unbeaten now.
After drawing Man U, they
Against
went
Man
to
U.
beat West Ham
They went
3-0. And it's going to be difficult. From Luis Van Gaal to Ragnick to Mourinho to Giggs to... It's a whole
You know,
lot. But
when
now...
Ferguson was about to leave, it was like he wanted a Scottish...
replacement over. 17 games for Carrick. Nobody can question whether it's good enough to coach Man U. Right now, Man U is not a big team.
It's not a big team.
That is a fact. And this is not a banter
This is a
statement.
banter.
It's a statement of fact. You can't finish 15th and then be struggling without any European distraction. Man U are the only
We
team.
just play once
Once a
in
week. In fact, Man U
Either we
at
play on
some,
Monday or we play on
Man U
Saturday.
at
or
some point were playing on
on
Monday.
Monday consistently.
So they
I remember
have
the game
8
against
days.
Everton, Wolves. They were Monday match.
8
Monday
complete.
night.
I'm coming about Tommy. 8 complete days of rest.
Yes.
No Champions
what's the
League.
excuse?
No Europa League. No Conference League.
And when they are in
still
training, you
couldn't
keep on
push.
smiling.
Manchester United are yet to win the Premier League in the Premier League era.
For Michael
So no
Carrick.
pressure.
Nobody can deny the fact that is Carrick good enough for Man U. Yes, Man U have not been a big club. So even if he's finished the job that applies, he's qualified to
He's going
coach
to
Man U. It's not strong. That's the fact.
I disagree. I disagree that Manchester
As long
United
as there's no,
See,
formation,
whether-
as games, the mission is very clear.
qualify.
Get talented at the moment. Don't even go there.
17 points. 17
What
points.
is the benchmark? Let me say
For me, let's say
what you
Conference
can
League.
say that
It's going to be a
been a
success.
successful season for Carrick.
If Carrick can actually steady, don't let be deceived. At the beginning of the season, a lot of United fans were like, okay, we can probably finish fourth on the log, but anytime we have a chance to go fourth on the table, we end up joining the matches. So it's going to be
when you say 6th or 7th position, it's going to be a big ask for Michael Carrick, really. I feel like the barest
don't need
up
to
The next two is Manchester
Manchester
City
City.
and
It's
Arsenal.
either
Tottenham, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle,
and all these games
Aston
drop
Villa.
points. All these
Those
games,
are
United
crazy
drop points.
Those are
tricky
crazy games.
matches.
And also, Okwemi, you have what's his name now? Michael Carrick needs to start getting the points on board right now.
Yeah.
And
When you don't even expect,
Okay.
that is when this.
I know the funniest thing.
No.
You know, Manchester United player in the last 6 years
has
is
been
out
Bruno.
injured.
played against
But it was injured and then he came back against.
Well,
Brighton.
guys,
So him coming back is going to be another maybe side
Especially
big boost,
Ahmad.
exactly.
it depends.
That attack.
I don't know how far the manager bounce can take Manchester United
With Duke
at the
Chelsea.
Emirates Stadium
Can they do it?
and unbeaten Arsenal at home the entire season. Arsenal
It-
have
it-
beaten
it-
them.
But
A
I want us to know that it's football. Anything can happen.
a toothless
It's football.
Arsenal that could not, a toothless and best Arsenal side in the last 10 years that could not defeat the worst Liverpool side in the last 10 years.
What's this one?
It's
saying?
going to be.
Yes, now it's true now.
What's this one?
A
saying?
toothless Arsenal that could not score a
You
goal.
know, say
You that you played,
know, say
you
that
that-
because-
A
just
toothless-
they
wait,
play, now why
A
you talk
toothless
like this?
Arsenal that could not score.
Wait,
That could not score the worst
Wait,
Liverpool side.
let me mess you up. that game was the first time
Yeah.
any team was going to blank Liverpool out in 600 matches.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
And
Did you even have a
wait,
shot on
wait,
target in
wait.
that game?
Oh,
Only one team.
You
Only
have
one
not
team.
been shot on target.
Only one team
Guys.
has stopped Arsenal from scoring this season. And that's Liverpool.
I'll off your mic. When I say it's okay, it's okay. Topping Arsenal by 7
Yes.
points. Now they are trading Arsenal by 14 points.
14 points, yeah.
So you are talking about this one game. For the first time in 600 matches, Liverpool didn't have a single shot
didn't
on
have a
goal in the
single
Premier
shot on
League.
target.
But Arsenal had shots on goal in that game.
But
and they are
I
saying
said-
that you played the best Arsenal.
What is to be happy about?
I said
Is it because
wait,
of the clear the clean sheet or
this
what?
is not about player. Liverpool in 2 games. Oh man,
But
away.
we were talking about Man U. That's what I'm also saying. That means as crazy as Liverpool are, you're only 3 points ahead. Yes.
What season I would say?
This is Man U's worst.
And
Wait,
there was team defeated Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah,
This is the one. This is the.
the United that will turn up against Manchester City on Saturday.
That's the funny
Anything
thing.
can happen.
That's the,
I know how that team can
Nothing
be
can
at
happen.
times.
See, Man City,
we can put a bet on
have
it.
struggled.
We can put a bet on it.
In the last
Nothing
3
can
matches,
happen.
in the last
Yeah.
3 matches
Yeah, they
until
have
the
drawn
FA Cup
against
against
Brighton.
Exeter,
Against
they failed to
Brighton,
win Chelsea
against
1-1.
Sunderland.
They played goalless against Sunderland.
That was 1st of
They-
January. Yeah.
They played goalless against Sunderland, 1-1 against arguably the
Brighton.
weakest Chelsea side.
Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea didn't play, Fofana didn't play. Still, Man City at Etihad could not beat
It
that
was just
Chelsea
a lack
side.
of concentration.
So you cannot predict which in that period. So let's keep our fingers crossed. But the truth of the matter is this: Man U have only. So imagine being a Man U fan That means you will watch man you only 17 times.
You know what
I mean?
You know what they call,
You don't like that kind of fatigue.
you know what they call that? They call
What is the shame of you on paying $400 to watch another club?
What I do, I'll just put on my radio and put it on Nigerian info and be hearing Femi and the gang. That's just what I do.
All right, amazing time. And let's switch over to another manager of which the player power had also been able to squeeze his. I mean, Madrid have almost shown that winning does not guarantee the safety of your job. Well, Xabi Alonso as Real manager, and one which tells the story of his time in charge at the Bernabeu was of someone telling him what to do. After Sunday's Supercopa de España loss to Barcelona, Alonso gestures to his player that they should give a guard of honor to their victorious opponent as they went to collect the trophy. However, a World Cup winner Kylian Mbappe, though, was having none of it and insisted his teammates follow his lead. They did just that, and so did Alonso. So let me explain what happened. After the 3-2 loss at the Copa España final, the tradition is form the guard of honor for the team that won. Alonso instructed the players to form a guard of honor. Guess who said no? Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe did not just say no. He instructed the players to walk out and go to the dressing room. And guess what the players did? They aligned and guard of honor. A player tells his teammate, no, we're not forming a guard of honor. And they didn't just stay on the pitch. The player instructed the other players to move to the dressing room. And guess who followed them to the dressing room? The coach, Xabi Alonso. Let me come straight up to you, Agbatomi. Alonso, Madrid legend, Liverpool legend, unbeaten season for Bayer Leverkusen when they won the nothing where our superstar Ademola Lookman got a hat-trick in that one against Victor Boniface. A lot of people felt like it was a matter of when and not if. Carlo Ancelotti was supposed to leave a season prior, but a lot of people felt they wanted Alonso to enjoy or have Champions League experience. He took Bayer Leverkusen to this Champions League the following season, and then the season after, he was at the dugouts at the Bernabeu. But it was a marriage that didn't work. Results were okay. Just 4 points adrift of table-topping Barcelona.
Yeah.
What really went wrong with Alonso? Dotun, I'm also going to ask you this question, but I'll ask from the place of the player power. Madrid to Rodrigo goes. You can just go on like that to Thibaut Courtois ranked and a World Cup winner in Kylian Mbappe. But let me ask you first, Agbatomi, what did you go wrong with Xabi Alonso at Madrid?
Okay, so first off, it's quite difficult to say. And yeah, just like you mentioned and then established, it's been 8 months ever since Xabi Alonso was PSG. I was first off the
Champions League 6 games this season, 4 wins, 2 losses. They are 7th on the table right now.
Right, no, yeah, they're 7th on the table.
They're 10th on the table.
They're 7th on the table. So, and that 3-0 bashing to be a competitor in the Champions League.
But that was not a problem. Last season, Real Madrid went by the playoffs.
I'm going somewhere. There was that 5-2 defeat in the hands of their arch rivals, Atletico Madrid. You remember? That was a loss where a lot of people feel like, you know what exactly did Xabi Alonso do in terms of setting up the boys for defeat? Now, put that aside. In the UEFA Champions League again, see the same season. They lost to a struggling Liverpool. It was at the San Diego Bernabeu Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. 2-1. Despite Real Madrid scoring first, right? And the worst club Real Madrid want to lose against is in all competitions. Real Madrid had won their last 5 games dating back to last year, December, because that game came with a trophy. And that was also the second consecutive time Barcelona were also going to be defeated. All about Xabi Alonso not being able to win games. It was about him not being able to win the biggest of games for Real Madrid. Just like I said, PSG in the Club World Cup, Champions League, lost against Manchester City in the UEFA Champions. I think it was time to be patient while you lose the biggest of games.
You know the funny thing, of all of the analysis I've heard about this whole Alonso thing, this is almost about the most accurate. I've actually not even thought about it to this point. You have to live up at the big games.
They expect you to win.
So that's a different conversation. But I'm still going to stick to you, Dotun. The player power. What happened on Sunday was a disgrace, to say the least. You can't
very
see.
disappointing.
There's no way you want to explain it. He basically just said the manager
Doesn't
have
have the
lost
control.
the control because the players are the reason the fans are paying millions
Yeah.
every season to
to
fly
watch the ticket.
for, right? Nobody cares who Florentino Perez is. They want to see Kylian Mbappe. Chelsea. When Andres Villas-Boas had to leave, the captains of national teams that are the regular players at Chelsea staged a gang up. They took him out, brought in Roberto Di Matteo, and Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League with the same Chelsea team that was struggling to ever put up some quality matches. When Lampard said that the team was not ready to compete, the player power skimmed up because you can't sack the players.
Yeah, you can.
The manager is messing up. You fire the manager.
Yeah, for me, you have all said it all. For me, it was actually the players' power because, like for a big team like Real Madrid, if some players don't, what the manager is doing, they always find every means to get the manager out. I would like to go to England in a bit to digress. I remember when Jose Mourinho was about to be sacked.
When he comes back
For
Jose
Jose
Mourinho.
Mourinho, and he was sacked there. So, but what I just see is that some Jose Mourinho or Pep, or
If you had tried that with Pep Guardiola, you would have made yourself in Girona the following morning. Because Pep Guardiola is not going to take it. That's
Baba,
sort of
you can't try that.
nonsense.
You can't try that with Arteta.
You can't even try.
Because for me, I understand.
Now,
Okay, your
are
team
you
lost.
joking?
Okay,
Your
you
team
can't try that
lost.
with Ruben Amorim.
Your team lost.
Ruben who?
You can't try with
No,
Amorim.
yeah, you are Mbappe.
These boys are watching me this evening, and I'm not even like I will throw you guys Shekere. Ruben who?
No, sincerely,
No,
if
see,
even
the failure of the coach
that is
in Ruben
coaching man,
Amorim,
if he
even
does that, no, you will
no,
receive your
no.
punishment.
How would Ruben Amorim go and coach Real Madrid?
Are you trying to say you can't coach
No,
man?
no, it's not possible. But
Okay.
you know, okay, we're talking about the footage we all saw after the Super Cup final against Barcelona, where what's his name now? Xabi Alonso was trying as much as possible to tell the boys to stay around, to give the Barcelona players the guard of honor. Let's go. And you know what happened when Xabi Alonso saw the action from Kylian Mbappe, he left to the boys. That shows a lack of control over the dressing room.
I just feel that it's
And
emotions.
if a manager loses the dressing room,
That's the
then
end.
that is a ticking time bomb. Okay.
All right, guys. I think at the end of the day, Abido Shaker, as some managers are about to. I mean,
So it's-
Celtic to
yeah.
Chelsea to
To
Man
Man-
U
to
to
Manchester
Madrid.
United.
It's been a season of sacking, and today is just the 13th
El
of
Saki-
January.
El
More to
Sakiko.
come this year.
So the funny thing about
Even
Thomas
at the
Frank is
AFCON,
this.
managers have been sacked.
Even the Gabon, they even had to dismantle their
Tunisia.
All right, guys. The world is about to witness another rivalry. Sadio Mane and Mohamed in action tomorrow, 5 p.m. For a place in the final of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Started off, and it's going to be ending on the 18th of January. That's next week Sunday. And I'm this Sunday rather.
yeah.
And I'm very I expect to have tonight the German Bundesliga. The game had kicked off about 25 minutes ago. Eintracht Frankfurt are currently leading VfB Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga early kickoff. Later, Bayer Leverkusen have been postponed. Mainz 05 would also host FC Eden by 8:30. In the Copa del Rey round of 16, Deportivo La Coruña will be at home against Atletico Madrid. Lonsei would also be at home against Athletic Club Bilbao. Semi-final, first leg, Newcastle versus Manchester City at St. James's Park. It's going to be crazy. And also in the Coppa Italia, round of 16, there's AS Roma and Torino. Still an Al Hilal player passed the relevant medical and physical test at Barca Hospital with the signing to Joan Laporte would also ease and welcome the player into a new terrain for the former Manchester City player. Signing for Atletico Madrid midfielder Conor Gallagher after moving ahead of Aston Villa in the race for the England international seat, expressing a willingness to meet Atletico Madrid valuation. Villa wanted to sign the former Chelsea man on an initial loan deal with an option to make the move permanent, but Tottenham Hotspur made the £35 million deal signing. Gallagher has not yet agreed, already agreed personal terms with Spurs and has not agreed with Aston Villa it is understood to be a deal he wanted to happen. The midfielder has finalized the transfer. Sport banter later tonight at 8 p.m. And of course, you know as well that you may be by 8. I'll leave you in the hands of the superstar DJ Gabby. It's a big shout out to Dotun for coming through as usual. I'm sure that he would find a way to just watch any club that they wear red jersey, even if it's Arsenal or it could also be Manchester United of you. It is not anything that is what it is, Koko.
I've accepted my fate.
I will do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
At God's prayer in our lives. I join us again tomorrow, 7 p.m. same station. Just put out
English Premier League. Manchester United.